Gemini Nation? Welcome to your 7-day forecast with Angelic Ascensions. I hope all is sincerely well. This may be a reading that may resonate with you if you happen to have Gemini placements in your sun, moon, rising, or Venus. Dominant in your natal chart. If you're cross-watching for Gemini, you might find some information in this reading that may be a match to your story. Please keep in mind, Gemini, that this reading is general. Not every single detail in the reading may apply to you directly. Take what is a genuine message for you and leave the rest. And please don't make any rash decisions based on a general reading. If you would like a reading based on your own personal energy, you can always book a reading on my website, which happens to be angelicassentionstarot.com. I have slots available for same-day readings. Emergency readings this week if you're interested. We're going to go over some topics, Gemini, that might be sensitive. That's not your preference to talk about sensitive topics. Let me make it clear to you, I may not be the reader for you if that is the case. We're always going to go over some topics that might be delicate and it might get a bit heavy. Just to forewarn you, just in case this is your first time here. Otherwise, Capricorn or cross watchers, let's get into it. I had channeled messages for Capricorn, but I'm going to go ahead and read them off for Gemini. Because they need to get out there for whatever reason. Unsolved mysteries, clocks. When I channeled that, it feels like some of you could be concerned about time. Or this has something to do with the song Clocks by Coldplay. Is that the name of the artist, the group? Something about that. Maybe that song is relevant for you. It could be the time period that that song came out that could be relevant for you. But clocks. The cleanup woman. Name drop. First day out. The name Graham. June bug. Latent. They have a firearm. Superstar. Confessions. It's our anniversary. Maybe you sing. Maybe you do music. Gemini. Made in Canada. Made in Canada. You, your daddy's son. Buckeye. Polymers. Danielle. Juniper. San Diego. San Pedro. No pulse. I don't like the way you found this news out. On the next exam. Call your sister. Someone's death has deeply impacted you. Odessa. Simon. June 23rd. Arizona T. Lithonia, Georgia. Edit/trim away the name Josh. It happened this way because it's God's plan. Okay, that's the end of the channeled messages. Let's get into it. Gemini Nation, a cross watcher. You could possibly have Capricorn placements. You could be connecting with a Capricorn, sun, moon, or rising. Let's get it. Gemini Nation. Let's see what's coming in for you over the next 7 days. Wow. All right. I think you're a connector of things, a connector of people. You're someone that easily connects with spirit, your spirit guides. If this is not something that you resonate with at this time, it could be you could be connecting with your guides in your dreams. Because it looks like there is some sort of message that you're meant to convey, but it seems like your spirit guides are conveying this message to you first. You might be the recipient of this message, obviously, so that you have the ability to convey this to other people. You're a conduit of knowledge, Gemini or cross watchers. It feels like people may be looking to you for this knowledge, for this particular information. Maybe you are a storyteller or you're somebody that provides the tea for people. Like people are looking to you for that sort of information as well. There could be people that could be researching you, Gemini, and maybe they want to know what's going on with you. Like maybe for some of you, somebody could be maybe trying to dig into your personal information. I'm not clear why. These are just things that I'm picking up on. I don't even have a spread in front of me. This is just what I'm feeling and sensing. Now let's lay out the spread. Let's see what's coming in for the Gemini Nation. You speak to me through music. Got the same thing with Capricorns. You have a musical talent. I mentioned to you because a lot of those channeled messages were music lyrics, it seems like, or could have been. And maybe this is you being a songwriter. or you have an aspiration. Somebody is looking for you. I mentioned that. Now, somebody might feel like they messed up everything, Capricorn. And I did it anyway, didn't I? Gemini. And somebody could be looking for you, maybe in other people. Maybe there's just something about you that has had a lasting effect. Somebody wants to start over. Ooh, you got a legal situation coming up, Gemini or cross watcher, you or somebody around you. So somebody messed up everything, right? So they say, Gemini, let's look into this and let's see what really happened or what could be going down this week. Oh, somebody's missing you. I don't know if you're going to hear this from this person, Gemini, because you might not. This might not be somebody that's very vocal about their feelings. Somebody doesn't deal with their feelings well, whoever this is. There is somebody that's sorry. They want to make things right with you. Gemini. We got a lot of cards that came out. Okay, we're going to get to this court situation because that's relevant to you in some sort of way. Now, the person that we're talking about, this is somebody that likes to sleep around. You might be dealing with somebody that has a lot of one-night stands and somebody that would like to heal the situation with you, Gemini or cross-watcher, but they don't feel like they should force this on you. They feel like they're kind of forcing a relationship. Gemini, here you are, but you're depicted with someone else. Somebody effed this up and they know it. And somebody is looking at you, Gemini, as though you're irreplaceable. This is why they're looking for you and other people. There's still a lot of love that this person has for you, and it's unconditional. For some of you, this unconditional love situation is a platonic one. This person is going to hold back for a minute. Like I said, they're holding back, Gemini, because they're not trying to force a relationship on you. Romantic or platonic. It seems like for you, Gemini, you might be struggling to get over the past. It might not be so easy for you to you might be the type that can forgive, but maybe it's just hard for you to forget what happened. Our actions and decisions today will shape the way we will be living in the future. I think somebody might be realizing that. That's in the small print. That's interesting that I completely avoided the bold print, but I went to the fine print. You may need to look into something. You may need to read the fine print about something that might be going on, especially if this has something to do with paperwork. But back to the message here. You got lo and behold, a Capricorn. Like I said, it's not by mistake that if I call you Capricorn, you got it somewhere in your chart dominant, or you're dealing with a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. You're struggling to get over the past. Somebody realizes that they need to make a decision about this in order to determine, since we're talking about this and we're going off this card, this has something to do with what's going on in the future. I think somebody wants a future with you, or they may want to speak to you in the future. And they're realizing that in order for this interaction to take place, they may need to make a confession about something in order to be around you this way again. If that makes sense, Gemini. Somebody might be a bit of a player. I mentioned to you, somebody sleeps around. They have extra marital affairs, or they have connections with other people while they're supposed to be in a committed situation with you. At least that's the appearance that this gives off. Still, I haven't laid out this spread. Let's look into this. Gemini or cross watcher. The Tower. You got a Scorpio. Somebody did F this up, Gemini. They did. They did pretty bad. Okay. This is what this feels like to me. And, or some of you Geminis, you're seeing the truth about your situation this week. This person could be waking up to the truth. You could be, there is a Taurus, Virgo, earth signs are dominating your reading. Like I said, you have it dominant in your chart. You could be painting, Gemini. You could be doing some touch-ups to your house. You could be doing some home decorating. There is an Aries. Let's lay this out. Exactly. That came out in Capricorn. There's a father figure. There's a father figure for some of you. Parental figure. It doesn't have to be a father. It could be a mom. It could be an older sibling or whomever this happens to be. Take it however it genuinely resonates. There's somebody that loves you unconditionally. Gemini or cross watcher, but they've made some major mistakes that have caused you to feel like you don't want to interact with this person the same. Possibly this Pisces or Scorpio. If you're not going through this, Gemini, you could be the observer of something. You could possibly be watching this, or these are other people that are observing something. Is it your arguments? Somebody has seen something, or they were a witness to something, somebody's stories. You got an issue with your mom? You might have some mom issues, or you have a kid that does. King of Swords, Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. To me, that's a Libra. King of Wands, that's your Aries, Leo, or Sag. You got an issue with family, it looks like for some of you, especially you have hyper judgmental family members. This is a Libra Virgo, in my opinion. You got Virgo here, Libra Virgo. Or maybe this is you and your brother, you and your uncle. This could be a same-sex relationship. Somebody does not know where they stand with you. They should, right, Gemini? But they don't. You have a child in this situation, they're jealous because they might feel like they don't get enough attention. It seems like something is like pulling your attention from a child or whatever. Or this is somebody that's just, you might feel is not attentive to a child's needs. What's going on with Gemini? Still laying out the spread, Gemini. Bear with me. Let's see what's going on. You might be going for a teeth cleaning, Gemini. It seems like there's a dental checkup that could be in order for you. Could be x-rays that are being ordered for you. Do you always have anxiety and depression? If you do not, then somebody around you could be having this feeling. If this is you and you kind of live with anxiety and depression, you might feel that this is like it kind of like suddenly hits you. Find a way to cope with it, Gemini. You can get through it. This doesn't have to like ruin your week. Okay, you got some issues with your money. Maybe even with your credit. You might be behind with some things, some bills. Gemini or cross watcher, you've got a Leo that comes into your reading. Somebody talks too much, Gemini. Either they talk too much for their own good. That's interesting. Okay, somebody might not hear what you have to say. Somebody might feel like you're very talkative. You're very chatty. Or like I said, somebody just talks too much for their own good. Like they're putting out way too much information. And this might become an issue. Like this could be something that comes back to bite you later. Gemini or cross watcher. What's going on with this King of Swords? This feels like this is somebody that's coming to talk to you. You might feel like this person has been rude to you before. Somebody might be trying to F up your plans this week. Gemini or cross watcher. Promise you I'm trying to censor my language. I really just want to say it. Anyway, somebody has made some very hasty decisions and You might feel like this person has done this intentionally. You might view them as selfish, Gemini, or somebody could be viewing you this way. They feel like maybe there's some things that you've done that were completely premeditated. Like you actually sat there and you thought this out, created a whole strategy and scenario, and then carried it out. This is why somebody is like, mm-mm. This is a child. This doesn't have to be a child. I mentioned to you anxiety, depression. Somebody might feel this way or in the presence of someone because they feel highly judged and insecure around someone in particular. Somebody does have a negative pattern. And you might want to protect your privacy, Gemini or Crosswatcher. Somebody is just really going out on a limb trying to find out your information for some of you. Especially, I was telling you, somebody talks too much for their own good. If you are doing so online, and this isn't me, like, I can't tell you what to do, Gemini, nor am I trying to. But as an observation in the cards, it might not be a good idea to maybe tell so much of your plans, your personal information. We're going to look into that in a minute. I mentioned to you, somebody's trying to ruin your plans, Gemini or Crosswatcher. This is what I mean. So maybe not say too much. Don't really put too much out there about maybe something that you're planning to do. Because it looks like somebody might be trying to mess you up. All right. We're going to talk about this as though you're in a romantic relationship with someone. You are Gemini or Crosswatcher. I don't think at this point that it would come as a surprise to you. I don't. I'd be very surprised if you didn't know that somebody's doing some inappropriate things for somebody that's supposed to be in a relationship. I think you already know that. Judging by the cards that came out, I think you already know. I think you are emotionally trying to recover from something that has happened in the recent past. And I think that somebody in your situation tries to defend situations, defend things that they've done. And like I said, you might feel like these things are premeditated. They calculated these things out. And you might feel like, what are you defending this for? Just apologize or just be real, be honest. Because let's make it clear, somebody in your situation is not being honest, or they have not been. And maybe perhaps this is why, Gemini, you've gone no contact with someone. Maybe you've decided you're not going to talk to someone, or you haven't talked to them for months. Or this might just be something that might be going on in your situation, since I'm seeing something legal in the background. Maybe this is a no contact order sort of thing, you know? But like I said, you're emotionally trying to recover from something. There could be a conflict that you might have with someone. Gemini or Crosswatcher, things could get heated. They could get escalated. Somebody might jump in to try to de-escalate the situation. What happened, Gemini? Or let's see what could possibly be going down. For some of you, I can't control if this is something that has happened. If it's vice versa, I can't control how much vice versa there is. Like I said, take it however it resonates. And some of it may not be something that's happening directly with you. Let me repeat that. You could be the observer of something that could be going on, such as maybe you are in the loop about it. Somebody talks to you about it. You see something online, something could be happening publicly. What is going on in your situation? Obviously, there's a relationship in your situation that requires a lot of work, and it looks like now somebody is willing. Maybe before in the past, they didn't really want to hear what you had to say, or there was certain advice that maybe you offered to someone, and maybe you feel like somebody didn't take your advice. Like I said, you might feel like you want somebody to hush, keep it quiet. Maybe you feel that somebody is very loud. Yeah. Maybe a bit belligerent after they've had something to drink. Maybe somebody is a wine drinker. I think that it's just hard for somebody to see things from your perspective, Gemini or Crosswatcher. Like I said, this is a challenging relationships. Okay. I guess there's more than one. Somebody's accepted the challenge. They realize that you, Gemini, come with a lot of challenges, or that this relationship is just particularly hard. I mentioned to you that somebody doesn't want to force something. For some of you, it seems like somebody could be maybe offering something to you as like a token of affection, like a ring, or offering commitment, Gemini. It just seems like it's to hush somebody up, it's to shut somebody up. Okay. It's definitely a romantic situation. Okay. So maybe at this point you're feeling like you don't even want to be friends with this person. Like you might feel like that's just completely off the table. Maybe. But like I said, somebody's willing to maybe take this challenge on. This relationship is what I'm talking about. Now this person has been shady. They want to make things right. And they might be coming to you. For some of you, this is something that's happening online. This could be a couple that could be posting a lot of pictures, Gemini, to try to make it seem like they're happy, but really this is a situation where people are struggling to kind of keep things afloat, to try to keep the cracks from showing in the relationship. But it definitely feels like this week other people are able to see something. Yeah. You reach some sort of an obstacle, Gemini or cross watcher. I don't know. There's just a negative pattern with this person. I think you've already kind of figured out what to expect. This is you and this is your partner right now. They're not feeling confident about the relationship. And they don't really have confidence that this is going to last. And they're feeling a bit scared. They feel like they're disconnected from you. Like maybe the intimacy is off. Maybe the frequency is off. Maybe the feeling is just, I don't know, off. I'm going to put it that way. And because they're not feeling confident in the relationship, it looks like they're turning it on themselves and they're looking at themselves like, is there something that has to do with them? As far as maybe, I don't know, they might be becoming a bit more self-conscious. Somebody definitely feels undervalued. And as a result of that, they're treating their partner the same way. Somebody feels like the rug is going to be pulled out from beneath them. For some of you Geminis or cross watchers, somebody depends on someone financially. Somebody might be concerned that something about this situation may change. You might have a pet, Gemini or cross watcher. I think you're looking for loyalty. No, I think this has been going on for a while. As soon as I part the deck, keeping still. So maybe you haven't been, I mentioned you haven't spoken to this person for months, possibly because you're trying to figure out the truth. Some of you, you've been enduring this for a while. I just feel it, Gemini or cross watcher. That's usually the case in your reading. Some of you are in a violent type of situation. Whether this is with parent, child, or whatever. The card that I thought flew out and I don't see it. What's going on for the Gemini Nation cross watcher? Yep. Somebody could be a performer. Somebody might like to make a lot of people laugh. Or this is like you're the butt of somebody's joke in your situation. Gemini or cross watcher. I think you're just tired of it. So I think you've been avoiding this. Like I said, somebody doesn't want to force this, Gemini, but they might be coming closer. They might be coming around you in the near future. Especially like I mentioned to you, if this is a parent-child situation, there's a parent that might be looking back and reflecting on the upbringing of a child and feeling like, you know what, I just completely, entirely messed up the upbringing of a child. Or this is somebody that is raising children. Maybe you are single parents, as I've mentioned before, Gemini or cross watcher, and maybe you're wanting to be closer to your child. It just maybe feels like it's a challenge to kind of figure this out. Now it feels like somebody is willing to come forward to try to make this work. Maybe that, like I mentioned to you, they were not willing before. You've endured this for a while. Now somebody is coming around. They're completely inconsiderate. Maybe you feel like they lack compassion or whatever. Gemini or cross watcher, like I said, somebody realizes that this comes with a lot of challenges. And now that it seems like somebody is ready. For some of you, let's go back to this. There is a drinking issue. I don't think this is like social drinking, Gemini or crosswatcher. This feels like this is deep and it's really intense. The reasons behind why someone drinks. And maybe this is you maybe feeling like you want this person to go into recovery. It seems like maybe somebody is seeing now where you're coming from, Gemini. As soon as I say that, my eyes dart over to this. Yes, somebody is intoxicated. And yes, I've mentioned several times something here connected to music. If you do not do music, if music is not your first love, then it definitely feels like somebody is thinking about music, thinking about it, yes, but hearing it. And it brings them back to a specific time period. For some reason, I guess that Clocks song was a channeled message. I believe that was in 2017. Maybe I'm wrong. No, that was way before 2017, wasn't it? That might have been early 2000s. Anyway, there's a specific time period that could be relevant. Now, somebody is waiting for your call, Gemini or Crosswatcher. Somebody is hoping to communicate with you. You left them on red, Gemini or Crosswatcher, or you just didn't return their phone call. Somebody is waiting to hear from you. Come on. This is why somebody messed up everything. They don't like themselves. So this feels like this is a feeling of projection. They're projecting their own insecurities onto you. Anyway, Gemini or Crosswatcher, I don't mean to say anyway as if this is not a big deal, but to kind of move the reading along, that's the point that I feel that this is being made in this. Somebody in this situation would like to maybe fix this with you, create a better situation, or at least coexist. Gemini. Wow. Definitely a mother figure. Crazy. Coexist. That's exactly what somebody wants. If it's that you guys cannot be together and have a sustainable relationship, then this feels like this is like a co-parenting situation. Some of you might be concerned about the education of a child. Gemini or Crosswatcher. Yes. Somebody wants harmony. They don't want to fight. They don't want all this tension and awkwardness to exist. They want to make things better. Somebody could possibly have seen the light about things. Obviously, because it looks like now they've made the connection about what's going on. What's going on with the Gemini nation? That's what I mean. You feel like the butt of somebody's joke. Maybe there is something that you wanted to say to this person. It went in one ear, out the other. Maybe you feel like this person laughed at you. Some of you might be dealing with a bully having to do with school or whatever. Yep. Gemini or Crosswatcher. I don't necessarily see an apology. I'll look a little bit deeper if that's what you're genuinely looking for. But I think this is somebody that just expects you to drop it and not bring it up again, not talk about it. That doesn't seem like that's going to resolve the issue. Just from observation, just my 2 cents. Birthday season. We're in Cancer season. Some of you might be getting communication from a Cancer. Talk to God. Maybe you are. Maybe you are speaking to your higher self, a higher power, God Almighty about something. Somebody's talking to somebody about something. It's like they're praying to maybe see if something could change, if maybe they can have you have a change of heart. But it feels like it's the tone in which somebody speaks to you, or they have in the past. It seems like that's something that you're holding on to. Anyway, that's what I'm kind of saying about this situation, Gemini or Crosswatcher. Somebody might want to coexist. And somebody that you haven't heard from or spoken to in a while, especially a Leo, could be reaching out to you. Or this is you. Wasn't that a child message? Call your sister. So maybe you might be reaching out to somebody that you deliberately haven't spoken to. And maybe it's not that deep. Maybe you just kind of lost contact with someone, and maybe somebody is waiting for your call and they want to connect with you. They want to know what's going on with you. They might be a bit concerned. Especially if you have a legal situation, Gemini or cross-watcher, because if you do, you might want to lawyer up. I don't know what this is about, but I think that you're waiting for a decision, Gemini or cross-watcher. Maybe this is you. Maybe you feel like you made a mistake. Maybe this has something to do with somebody driving drunk. Because somebody made some mistakes, and it now looks like there's some consequences that are being handed down. There's somebody is worried about the consequences of something. Somebody is either in jail already, Gemini. They're on probation, they're on parole, or they're worried about this sort of thing. House arrest, community service, this sort of thing. Because it seems like somebody could be locked up, but they're still on tether, like they're still on paper. What's going on with Gemini? Somebody is accusing you of doing something, Gemini. Either accusing you or accusing somebody around you. Somebody may have seen something, especially a Leo. What's going on? Somebody might not have all the pieces of the puzzle. Gemini or cross-watcher, instinct is going to take you a long way when it comes to somebody in your energy, Gemini or cross-watcher, that could be sketchy. If they're not sketchy in your presence, they might be sketchy in the presence of a child. Come on, lies are being told about this situation. Some other people might be buying into this. What's going on with these lies? Somebody feels like you've lied about something. Told you somebody wishes that somebody would keep their mouth shut. It has something to do with what somebody is saying. There's usually somebody lying in the Virgo reading. I'm not saying it's always the Virgo. Who is this? Is Gemini? It could be, though, because you had a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn that's here, but it could be the Gemini that could be lying, or maybe it's somebody else in the situation. No, they're saying it could possibly be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or somebody that's lying to somebody's face. Something's going on in this situation. You might need to get your pet to the hospital. Gemini or cross-watcher. Wow. The things we come across in the reading. It's not a surprise. It's usually in the Gemini reading. Do you dance, Gemini or cross-watcher? Come on. Lies. Something is going on social media, within the media. I'm hearing the word propaganda. I don't know where that's coming from, but beneath that is trickster. If this is a legal situation, I always read it this way. It says sacred, but it, at first glance, scared. It's like somebody is scared of something, the repercussions of something. Somebody might be cutting somebody a deal. This is a plea deal for freedom or whatever. Somebody is worried about jail time. For some of you, this legal situation has something to do with a divorce. Maybe you're waiting for somebody's divorce to be final. Maybe you're waiting for your own to be finalized. Or you're already divorced from this person. You're finding out about lies that have been told, especially in the court of law. Because let's make it clear, Gemini or cross-watcher, somebody is looking into you. Somebody is exploring the truth, looking for the truth connected to something that either somebody is saying, like I said, in the media, on social media, or like I said, somebody is just lying straight to your face. I think you're going to look for the truth. Because somebody in this situation could be naive and you could be protecting them, or this is you, like you're not naive and you see through somebody's shenanigans. Once again, a Leo is relevant. What's going on with this lawyer situation? This is like something happening again. Gemini, it feels like something happened before. It feels like somebody's trying to threaten to have a legal situation come back. Or this is just what you're worried about. Gemini, you might do readings. Maybe you are a reader. You could be going to a reader for something if I didn't say that already. Whoa. There might be a meeting that might be coming up for you, Gemini. So for some of you Geminis, this legal situation has something to do with maybe a balance that you owe. You might owe a balance to your lawyer. You might owe a balance to a property, a company, or whatever. It seems like that company or whatever that organization might happen to be, they might be catching up with you. Like somebody is looking for you, looking for your information, looking for how to get in contact with you. Maybe you moved. This is a divorce, Gemini or cross watcher. Maybe you might be noticing something in dreams. This has always come up in Gemini readings. And this is the very thing I'm trying to avoid. I don't want to talk about this. Stalking, intimidation, confrontation. You could be being stalked. There are a lot of eyeballs on you in the reading, Gemini or cross watcher. But let me make it clear. It may not be that deep. This feels like it's gang stalking. Yes. But this feels like this could be something that's going on online. This could be where somebody is stalking you, trying to get more information about you. But honestly, it's because of lies that we're told. If somebody does not like they're not a dancer, it feels like somebody is dancing around the truth. And somebody is seeing this, right, Spirit guys? Is the truth coming out about something? That's what this feels like. Because somebody is looking for the truth and they may end up finding it. And it may not be like a whole investigating situation. 7 of Swords, come on. It could be that it's you detecting somebody's lies. This could be you stalking somebody. Maybe you're stalking somebody online, or you're stalking a situation to get to the truth because you don't want to believe somebody's BS. You know somebody's full of it, Gemini or crosswatcher. But yeah, trust. There's something here with stalking. I think this is literal for some of you. But a majority of you, like I said, it's online. For some of you, it's because you do something online. There's a lot of attention drawn to you online, and you could be developing more of a following. But some of you, maybe you're being followed and you don't know. You don't know that this is happening, or you don't know who it is. This is what I mean about being discreet, about how much information you put out there. Like I said, for some of you, it seems like somebody might be trying to hold this information against you. Gemini. I want to move on to something else. But, I can't ignore the elephant in the room. I guess we're going to talk about it. Yeah. But I don't know why. I think I do. I don't think it's changed, Gemini. Goodness, what's going on with the Gemini Nation? Spirit guides. It's like somebody thinks that you've lied on them. The name Knight could be relevant. Name drop was a channeled message. Saboteur. You got the 10 of Swords out here. What does this say? Induces self-destructive behavior and the desire to undermine others. I think somebody is trying... I guess I'm going to put it out there, Gemini. Somebody might be trying to sabotage something that you're doing by being very vocal. Speaking against you, lying against your name, Gemini or cross-watcher, in order to sabotage something that you have going on. It's like somebody wants you to be the bottom of the totem pole. Like they don't want you to have anything. Why? This is what we're talking about, by the way. What's going on with Gemini Nation, spirit guides? Well, it's because you're a messenger. Gemini, somebody doesn't want your message to get across, or you got the Magician. If you are online, somebody's definitely trying to stop your growth. They're trying to affect your stability. Who are you in the reading, Gemini? You are the healer, and this is the watcher. You're the healer, I feel. You could be the watcher. Like I said, you could be the observer of this, but let's talk about it. Somebody doesn't like what they see. I don't think that you're doing something wrong, Gemini or cross watcher. You do something with a lot of skill. And this feels like this is someone that's trying to sabotage your growth or limit you in some sort of way. And much like in the Capricorn reading, a student, I mentioned to you something's going on with your kid's school, but I feel that somebody is, of course, you got a word here that says copy, as though somebody is trying to learn from you, emulate something that you do, Gemini or cross watcher. But because of this issue with self-hatred, they're going to kind of, like I said, try to sabotage something that you're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. Right? They're watching you. They're observing you. They're trying to be a student of you. They like what you do, but they want to block what you're doing. They know they messed everything up, or at least that's their intention, is to F everything up for you. What are they trying to F up, Gemini or cross watcher? Your success. Reason being is because that's something that you have coming in. They're trying to hinder your progress. Who might be behind this? Could be a Virgo. Somebody with Virgo in their chart. And somebody is bullying you, bad mouthing you, Gemini or cross watcher. Or like I said, this is what's going on with the kid at school. This could be going on with grown adults, possibly. But that's what I see. Yep, gossip. Trust and believe. Lies are being told about something, about you, about a particular situation that you might be seeing. Or like I said, this is somebody lying to your face, running their mouth about you. There's a lot of gossip and information that might be going on. Let's see if we can move on to some, well, let's complete this. Let's close this up, because I really don't want to have to come back and talk about this, Gemini. It might be time to cleanse this energy off of you, especially if you are online, Gemini. You're attracting a lot of attention. Some of this is positive. People see what you're doing and they're here for it. Others of you, Gemini, because you're fulfilling your purpose, you've got haters. You got some negative energy that's being directed at you. You see the cards, right? People are talking about, oh, you're making this up. You really think I'm going to make up a whole hour-long reading like I've just have that type of time on my hands to sit there and think about something for an entire hour? You see the cards. They speak for themselves. I'm not here to try to convince you of what's real and what's not. You be the judge of that. You know what I mean? Anyway, I think somebody's trying to cause you to miss out on opportunities. Cleanse this energy off of you, Gemini, a cross watcher. If you're open to taking a spiritual bath, you might want to really do that. But definitely protect your energy. It may be necessary this week, Gemini or cross watcher, because you're giving a lot of yourself. I hear the water bearer. Some of you could be an Aquarius, or you have it in your chart. You're giving a lot of yourself, but maybe you might feel the need to kind of preserve your energy, take a break, or take a vacation and do some things that make you happy. As soon as I pick up the deck, crucifixion, somebody is trying to pin the blame on you or try to make you to be the villain. You got a decision. I think that's the court decision that's coming in. You, Gemini, are making a decision about something, and you're concerned about someone's integrity. Maybe the person making the decision has an integrity issue. Somebody could be biased in the situation. Somebody could be a bit corrupt. What's going on with Gemini? Okay, so you got somebody from your past trying to come back. Gemini, you guys are saying be mindful of that. Okay, I think someone has shown you in their actions who they genuinely are. You be the judge of whether or not you should allow somebody to come back. But I feel that it's because you shined in some sort of way and somebody can't stand that. Put some protection around you, Gemini or cross watcher. Somebody might also be trying to impact your dreams. So definitely protect your dream state. Pray before you go to sleep if that's something that you're open to. But if you are online, trust and believe, somebody is spying on you. They're spying on you to the point of obsession, to the point that they can't stop running their mouth. Okay, Gemini. Let's talk about some other things that are coming in, right? I talked to you about some success and stability that's been kind of hindered or blocked. But even though that's still going on in the background, it doesn't seem like this can be completely, it doesn't feel like this is something that somebody is successful at. Holy Spirit, someone, what's going on with Gemini? There's some old things that you've been holding on to, Gemini, for the longest time. For some of you, it's this codependent relationship, and it seems like your guides are saying you've been carrying the burden of something for a while, Gemini. Your guides are saying now it's time to let go. It's time to liberate yourself from something that maybe that's been holding you back. Some of you, this does have something to do with what's going on external from you. That's obvious, but for some of you, it feels like there's something that's going on within you that could be blocking you. Be careful of arguments, because it looks like, come on, Gemini, you're not letting somebody put their hands on you, are you? If this is you, there's consequences, okay? Somebody ends up in jail. Do not catch a case, Gemini. I said I can't tell you what to do. But it looks like you have control over the situation. Something could be prevented. Something could be escalating, though. And like I said, somebody might come in to try to de-escalate a particular situation, or you could be doing this with someone, okay? Getting into it with somebody. For some of you, you're getting into it with someone through text. Like you could be having a whole text war with someone back and forth. Somebody wants their family back, Gemini. Somebody could be worried about homelessness. We were talking about your success. Let's talk about that. Of course, if I'm talking about that, here comes the other stuff in the background. We've already addressed that, so there's no reason to continue to kind of rehash it. This legal situation feels like it's pending. It hasn't happened yet. It might cause someone to have to move. Gemini or cross watcher, if this is you worried about money opportunities, like I said, there's some success that maybe someone is trying to block from you, like someone is trying to bind you and prevent you from moving forward. Like I said, somebody can't really, weapon formed against you shall prosper, Gemini or cross watcher. It just seems like you're able to get ahead. Thank you, Spirit Guides. There's some sort of a change. Divine abundance comes in. So this might take for you to trust, Gemini, because maybe there's some things that maybe you that might be being formed for you behind the scenes by your guides to put you in a position for you to get freedom from something that has been, like I said, binding you. You've been in a financial bind or whatever. This is your spirit guides coming in to free you from something. But for some of you, this is something that's going on mental. There's some sort of a mental game. Do you see shadow people? Random. Gemini. There's something that maybe you are thinking on a routine basis. This particular thing might have you in bondage. This could be having you messing certain things up, opportunities up for yourself. Or this is just your negative thinking. You might feel like, okay, like I'm always messing up things, or Like I said, it could be your issues that could be coming to the forefront. Like I said, your guides come in and they're calling you out of this, Gemini. But they're saying that you have to have the trust and the faith to bring forth some sort of a change, or to wait for this change to take place. It feels like if it's not taking place over this next 7 days, it's taking place pretty soon. And you might see things begin to flow better, because it feels like for some of you Geminis or cross watchers, there have been unnecessary delays. And for some of you, it's been at the hands of other people. For some of you, family members that might be trying to hold you back. But for others of you, it's yourself. You are blocking yourself. You are your own worst enemy in some instances, Gemini or cross watchers. So this is your guide saying maybe take a step back and really observe yourself. Because it feels like it's that type of week. Gemini, there you are. Liberation, once again, freedom. Some of you, somebody is getting out of jail. Somebody's worried about a jail sentence. They're worried that something is not going to work out for them. And it might not be the case. Some of you, somebody has mental illness, like a certified one. What's going on with this lover situation, spirit guides? You got an earth sign that's coming up in your reading. You're detaching from a lover, if anything. Because maybe, like I said, you're deciding to maybe work on yourself, some sort of change that maybe you're making within yourself. But for sure, Gemini or crosswatcher, there's some sort of change to your situation that may potentially come up. Expansiveness. Some of you are dealing with a Sagittarius. It's time to expand, Gemini or crosswatcher. Something might require a sacrifice. You might be sacrificing something. Sometimes surrender is painful. God's cutting away all that needs to go. Illusions, obsessions, addictions. It's a sacrifice to love. There's something that you might need to sacrifice, Gemini or crosswatcher, that you've been holding on to. We talked about that was the first card out, talking about letting go and liberation. You got to let go of something. You are holding on to something, or like I said, deliberately being a prisoner to something, addictions, some sort of pattern, obsession, or whatever. You may need to let something go, drop something. Something is not what you're meant to still be holding on to. Whatever that happens to be. I think it's your thoughts, really. If you're confused about what that might be, the revelation of this comes through this week. Your spirit guides step in to reveal something to you, especially, no doubt about it, Gemini or crosswatcher, your purpose. I mentioned to you that that is your purpose. You are the messenger. And people are all uptight about you, Gemini or crosswatcher. You might even have some people that are laughing, right? Maybe you feel like the laughing stock. Oh, that's the gossip that we're talking about. There's a Leo possibly initiating the gossip in the world. There's somebody that you don't like, obviously. We're talking about work right now. Gemini. Gemini, don't catch a case, but... you got some sort of skin irritation. Gemini. Skin issue. Come on. There's definitely something going on online. I think this is like a character assassination, to be honest, since we're talking about lies. Anyway, that just seems like that's the BS and shenanigans going on in the background. It seems like whatever is meant to happen, Gemini or crosswatcher, is happening due to divine order. You might be going on a trip, maybe a road trip. You could possibly be going to see someone. Someone could possibly be coming to see you. Pay attention to what's going on in your surroundings, Gemini. Seems like there could be a sketchy individual around you. I mean, somebody thinks something is real funny, Gemini or crosswatcher. There might be, like I said, somebody's laughing about your situation, but it seems like, I said, you might see somebody's karma play out in front of them. Be mindful of judgmental people, okay? Because it looks like they're giving out their opinions. Gemini or crosswatcher, do you really care? We'll have them out, Gemini. They're going to run it. Do you really have to be Careful about getting emotionally wrapped up in that. Put that down, put it down, put it down, put it down, put it down. Thank you. Especially somebody's watching you. This is green with envy, Gemini or cross watcher. They're going to be watching you in secret. Someone, Gemini, tries to act like they don't watch you, but they do. They're mad that you're getting a breakthrough, is what that is. Listen to your intuition about who's in your energy, Gemini or cross watcher. This isn't saying be paranoid, but it is absolutely saying use discernment about some people that are in your energy. Focus on higher truths. It feels like your focus is shifting, or this is your guide saying, even though you might feel and know that these things are occurring in the background, Gemini or cross watcher, you may want to regain your focus. Is that a channel message? Clocks. You might be concerned about time. Time management might be an issue. Somebody is concerned that maybe they're going to get time. Boundaries. And I feel like that's exactly what's going on. You might be creating boundaries with certain people, especially with somebody that maybe you had an intimate connection with in the past. Or if this is you wondering if there's something going on the side and somebody is lying to your face about something. Like I said, somebody's doing something that is inappropriate for somebody that's supposed to be in a relationship. They have something going on the side, Gemini or cross watcher. And this might be the week that you see something for yourself. You discover something. You have a hard time concentrating, develop stronger concentration. That's what I mean. Maybe you're focused on the wrong things. And this is why your guys are saying, let go, liberate yourself from something that could be going on. If something is hidden, Gemini, a cross watcher, or you're confused about something in particular, it comes to the light this week. About some sort of lie that maybe someone has told about you, something that you've heard through the grapevine or whatever. Repressed emotions, healing, reflection. This is a cathartic type of week, Gemini or cross watcher. There's some things, like I mentioned several times, you're holding on to these things. You're pushing down your emotions. This is the week that you might realize that it is time to heal from maybe a toxic parent or whatever. I'm going to say something that sounds so random. You got this card that says rebirth. Then you have this card that says birth here. Some of you Geminis or cross watchers, you aborted a child, or there was a miscarriage. It feels like this child is coming back. It's choosing to cycle back into this incarnation. Some of you, you're an air. You are an air sign, or you're dealing with an air sign. Or this could just be you being an air sign. Maybe you're just kind of floaty, kind of airy this week, just really in your thoughts but not grounded. Your guides are saying stay in the present, Gemini or cross watcher. Ground your energy. If there is anything that you're lacking or that you need, and if you're open to prayer, it feels like this is something that may end up helping some sort of change take place in your situation. You got some money coming in, Gemini. Over the next 7 days, some money might be dispersed into your account. Calling. Some of you are calling on your ancestors, or you have a higher calling on your life, Gemini. Like I mentioned, possibly since you were a young child, there's been a particular calling or purpose. And now maybe this is you being incarnated again. Maybe that's where you're seeing a lot of deja vu, Gemini. You're here again to do something. Or somebody else is coming back again. Like reincarnating is what I'm trying to say. Maybe you're into Reiki, but it seems like you're here to assist others, Gemini, by giving them wisdom. Maybe something has taken you away from your mission here on this earth. It seems like you're being brought back to that. You've endured a lot of pain, Gemini, a lot of trauma in your life. And it looks like you're overcoming this. Or you have the ability to. Talked about divine order. It seems like you went through all of that to give guidance to other people. Maybe hope to other souls that are here. Spirit guides, what is the advice for the Gemini nation over the next 7 days? Something connected to your health. You are a mind, body, and spirit, a formidable combination. Remember to nurture every aspect for a whole and healthy you. You might need some time to kind of regroup, Gemini, to kind of get your health balanced and get yourself, to keep yourself intact. Be a comfort to yourself. Comfort is an inside job. Speak to yourself in a loving, positive way. Do something that nourishes you. Know in this moment that all is well. You must have an issue with anxiety. And it does. It feels like it has everything to do with the way that you're thinking, Gemini. Anyway, your guides are saying you might have to find a way to comfort yourself. Change the way that you speak to yourself. Do things that nourish your body, because it does feel like maybe if this is not like on a malnourishment thing, it feels like you're malnourished, maybe spiritually, maybe as far as self-love is concerned, or there's a child that might really need you to pour into them this week, Gemini or cross-watcher. This could be your inner child. There's something you're connected to, a child that could be relevant. Whether or not this is your child, these could be, listen to this with an open mind. Like I said at the top of the reading, these could be your younger siblings. These could be cousins, nieces, nephews, grandchildren. Or you work with children possibly, or there are children that are being sent to you. See emotions as teachers. You might be someone, Gemini or cross-watcher, that tries to avoid emotions. Maybe that's just something that's uncomfortable for you, dealing with deeper emotions. We talked about that earlier in the reading. Something may need to be sacrificed, something that you're holding on so tightly to. It's time to let go. You might need to surrender certain things. And this might mean that you might have to sit in your emotions. Going through a healing process might be kind of difficult. You might be avoiding this, like I said, repressed emotions. You are someone possibly that pushes a lot of things down, or somebody around you does, especially a child. Your emotions are here to be teachers. A tear shed is not a sign of weakness, Gemini. It just feels like maybe there's something that you do need to overcome. So you might have to kind of feel those feelings, Gemini or cross-watcher. I mentioned to you, if I didn't say this, I believe I did. There's people that have an opinion about you. Right? We have this card talking about gossip. Like I said, do you really care about what other people think? You might be concentrating a bit too much on that. Maybe that's something that's causing you to feel emotional or whatever. But when it comes to self, awaken your vulnerability. You might need to have a vulnerable moment with yourself and kind of sum this up. Or what other people think, do they really hold that much relevance? And is that something that maybe it's time to let go of? Do not be thrown off by other people's opinions. Simply say, I appreciate your input, and do what intuitively feels right for you. Like I said, there might be people that are shoulding all over you, telling you what you should do, what you ought to do, or whatever. Your guides are saying this is your life to live. Do what feels right for you and embrace your imperfections. You might be very self-conscious, Gemini. Maybe these are people giving opinions about you, your appearance or whatever. Release the idea that you must be without flaws. Humans are imperfect, messy, and also miraculous. Simply aim to be the best person possible. You might be somebody that's just very fixated on every little mistake, Gemini, or every little imperfection that you might feel that you have. You might be picking yourself apart. Your guides are saying every last one of us, Gemini or cross watcher, walking this earth's surface is imperfect. There's certain things about yourself that you might need to embrace, because it seems like something has been avoiding that. Illusions, obsessions, addictions. Somebody is avoiding their emotions or avoiding getting to the deeper issues by covering things up with obsessions, addictions, this sort of thing. It could be an obsession to sugar, obsession to food, whatever it is that you're gravitating to avoid maybe whatever the deeper issues are. It seems like you might be removing that and getting to the root of the issue. Yep. You got some. I already know somebody's going to say, no, a spider is not a bug. It's an arachnid. You get what I'm trying to say. You might be noticing a lot of bug activity around you. And yeah, people are going to run their mouth. Gemini, do you really give a care about what these people have to say? Remember your gifts and honor your inner child. Wow. And identify emotional triggers. Somebody's going to trigger your inner child very likely, or you could possibly be doing this. But definitely something about your gifts. If you're not clear about your purpose, Gemini or cross watcher, or someone, maybe a child's purpose around you, it's going to become abundantly clear for you. For some of you over the next 7 days, Gemini or cross watcher, slow down, especially when you're driving. You're burnt out, it seems like. Like I said, you might have to kind of back up from other people's energy this week to preserve it as a way of protecting your own energy. Because it seems like Gemini or cross watcher, you're very open all the time, and you might need to find a way. I'm talking about energetically. I'm talking about spiritually. You might have to find a way to close yourself off when it comes to that, or close that down in certain instances. Anyway, to avoid burnout, don't do too much too fast. Going slower helps you appreciate the miracle of the moment and the richness of your life. I feel that this has everything to do with your healing process. You might be tempted to rush through or feel like, oh, I've done the work. Every last one of us on this earth's surface, like I said, we all have imperfections. We're all a work in progress. You might need to slow down a bit, Gemini or cross watcher. But I really do feel like this is with your driving. Speaking of that, leave a little bit, since we're talking about clocks and time. Be mindful of leaving on time for something. Punctuality feels like it's going to be important, but you might want to prepare ahead of time so that you're not rushing out the door at the last minute. With that, Gemini Nations concludes your 7-day forecast with angelic ascensions. This, Geminis are very nice. I like Geminis. Gemini, this concludes your 7-day forecast with Angelic Ascensions Tarot. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can always book a reading on my website, which happens to be angelicascensionstarot.com. Thank you, Gemini Nation and cross watchers. Happy belated birthday. I didn't get a chance to tell you happy birthday, Geminis. Have a blessed, beautiful, and productive week, Gemini Nation. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out.